The You're Gonna Love This or Not podcast contains harsh language and may not be suitable for younger listeners.
Why would you answer this call? Why would you answer this call? Why?
Hello?
Hey man, what's up?
Is it just you this time?
Oh, well, it's only me on the phone. Nobody else is here.
Are you sure? Because last time you ambushed me with Tony, and then we had to watch that horrific piece of garbage.
Look, I didn't ambush you
Heart
with Tony.
beeps.
Tony ambushed you with Tony.
I don't think
I'm just
Tony would
saying-
do that.
Hey, are you coming to the Christmas party this month?
Oh, is it Christmas party?
Yeah, we're having a Team Geeking Christmas party. It's going to be great.
Is there going to be food?
Okay, so have you ever seen the movie Better Off Dead?
No.
Oh, well, okay, so one of the dudes in that movie has a recipe for eggnog that has lighter fluid in it. I
That
gotta tell
sounds
ya,
terrible.
I ran into him at a convention and I got the recipe.
I will not be drinking that. First off, because eggnog is disgusting.
Oh, but dude, it's awesome. Anyhow, we're gonna have a party and we're gonna watch a movie, and yeah.
Are we going to watch a good movie this time, or is this for the podcast?
Look, dude, are you in the Christmas spirit?
No.
Because I gotta say, I really wish you would come, because this movie's got Hulk Hogan in it.
Fuck no.
Yeah, come on over, it's gonna be fun.
You're trying to sell me with Hogan.
Yeah.
After making me watch that piece of shit No Holds Bar.
Look, this is nothing like No Holds Barred, I can guarantee you that.
Well, I just don't know if I can believe you.
Oh, well, come on over anyway.
Fine.
In this month's episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not, Matt and Josh are joined by the rest of Team Geeking for the first annual Christmas party. For this, Matt chose a Christmas classic, 1996's Santa with Muscles. This is the movie where Hulk Hogan plays a millionaire who hits his head, leading him to believe he's jolly old Saint Nick. Will the crew feel the holiday spirit, or is Liz gonna host the party next year? Let's listen to the trailer, then find out.
In the season of Santa, there are two kinds of people. The naughty and the nice.
I got $50 for the first elf that brings me Santa Claus.
Hulk Hogan is Blake Thorne, and he's definitely naughty. To make his getaway, he's going to make a mockery of the world's most beloved hero.
Do you have a minute?
Fox me, you little brat.
That's him.
But sometimes, the only way you can feel the spirit of Christmas
Where'd he go?
is to be hit over the head with it.
Santa! What? It's showtime.
Now, this confused bad boy is Santa, like you've never seen him before. A bearded basher of bad guys. A hero with a silly hat. A Robin Hood in red.
Who are those guys anyway?
Oh, they work for Mr. Frost.
He's been clearing out the whole neighborhood and no one knows why.
And he's got 3 days to foil a band of evil scientists.
Assemble the team. We're taking the orphanage.
Wait till Santa hears about this. He'll kick your butt to New Year's.
Santa, you slay me.
Hulk Hogan is Santa with an attitude.
Keep the milk and cookies warm.
Santa with some friends.
See ya! Wouldn't want to be ya!
Santa with a mission.
How are we supposed to get over this?
And most of all, he's Santa with muscles.
They can't start Christmas without me. Can they?
There've been many Santas,
You're not Santa. You're better.
but there's only one named Hulk.
Well, all you had to do was knock.
Santa with muscles.
Matt, you son of a bitch.
Oh, come on, man.
Fucking terrible.
I'll agree
I
with
think
you.
we could all agree this is a fucking terrible movie.
You are a son of a bitch, Matt.
Definitely a son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
even Liz thinks you're a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
It died when this movie started.
That's true. I get it. I get it. I really do.
Any Christmas spirit that I had was body slammed by the Hulk.
This movie sucks ass, but I'd seen it before, and I needed to make somebody else see it. So
that's a terrible
you don't
thing
need
to do.
Torture us all with things you don't like.
We're supposed to be your friend.
That's
Matt.
the whole point of this podcast: is to torture Josh with things Matt doesn't like.
Well,
now I think I went easy on you by making you watch Heart Beeps.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't go that far. I would watch this movie over Heart Beeps again, and I fell asleep the last 10 minutes of this movie.
So there are an awful lot of voices going on here right now.
Yeah, I was
so
going to
many
say
voices. So what's pretty exciting?
Those
is
are
our
all in
Christmas
your head.
special here.
Oh,
we have all of Team Geeking's family of podcasts here,
Almost
including our producer Mike. He's actually going to get on the microphone today.
yeah, because it's so hard to get me to talk.
Yeah, it is on
In
my
a
Usually
mic.
it's just a whiteboard.
Well, I mean, normally I'm giving you knowledge bombs that make you entirely change how you see the movie.
It's
yeah,
awesome.
pretty much.
And it really fucks with Matt, which is my favorite part of it.
Oh, I'm telling you, that Mazes and Monsters twist.
Yeah.
It does make me happy to hear when I'm listening back to the podcast later after Tony and Liz do the editing, that you can hear the point where I'm scribbling furiously on the whiteboard and Josh is going, "Holy shit, that's amazing!"
Yeah,
because there's like a brief second of pause where I'm actually not talking, which is pretty rare.
That's amazing.
And then I'm reading it, and I'm like,
yeah, you sixth sensed us both on Mazes and Monsters.
yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like, I'm not usually surprised by twists in movies, and that one I was like, all right, I can get behind that theory.
Maybe the myth was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, God.
Here's how bad this movie was, Matt. We're talking about the other bad movies we've watched in 2019.
Well, since there are so many of us on mic tonight, let's go around the table and introduce yourself and what you do for Team Geeking and what your favorite Christmas movie is.
Oh, gosh. I'll go last because I can't think of a favorite Christmas movie.
Fine.
That means Matt has to start and we go around.
Okay. I'm Matt. I'm on this podcast, and my favorite Christmas movie is definitely not this one. I would say my favorite Christmas movie is Jaws the Revenge.
Fuck off.
That's like saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I mean, it totally
Hey,
is.
But
If
Jaws
people
the
can say
Revenge
that,
is actually
Jaws
a
the
Christmas
Revenge
movie.
can be a Christmas
It
movie.
really is. It's more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard is.
Yeah.
I can't think of the movie that is one of your favorite Christmas movies. Scrooged?
That's pretty good.
Perhaps.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Why don't you maybe say your name?
Yeah.
And what you do for
more
Team Geeking?
mysterious if I don't.
But we want to know who you are.
I'm Kendra. I have been on the Social Sci-Fi podcast
At least
several
half of the
times.
episodes.
And I also allow my house to be borrowed for taping of this. And sometimes I can
And
learn
we are
Matt as my
very
husband.
thankful.
And she's also the woman that's married to Matt.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Questionably. And my favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually.
I knew that. Sure.
I know you didn't. Don't try to cover.
Hey, this is Tony. I run the blog, the Team Geeking Family of Podcasts,
Wait,
and I
that's
edit
you?
this. Yes, that's me. I'm that sucker.
The man, the myth.
I help edit this.
Holy shit, wait a minute. You're that Team Geeking guy?
You're the Tony Troxel?
Oh my god.
Ta-da.
Oh my god, I'm a celebrity in the house.
Stop
He
it.
is regionally internet famous.
That's right. This is our crossover with Comic Carnival. Comic Junkies represent.
And my favorite Christmas movie is Iron Man 3.
Come on.
Yeah, that works. That works.
You guys are being
Bunch of
lame.
nerds.
Yeah.
My name is Josh. You all hear my voice way too much on this podcast. I am
I'll say.
the asshole part of this podcast. My favorite
Not
Christmas
always.
movie is Elf.
Elf, okay.
Yeah.
Elf is a good one. I am Mike, and no, I did not wave into the microphone this time. I helped produce this one, although mostly that just means I sit here and push the button. And I have mic stands.
You have your fancy dry erase board, too.
And I do have the fancy dry erase board that Matt bought.
They're Mike's mic stands.
Well, yeah,
You pay the hosting fee.
I do pay the hosting fee. And my favorite Christmas movie is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
What again?
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh,
I
Josh.
don't know that one.
Oh,
Josh.
Nope.
Josh.
What's
It's so good.
No.
It's Jim Henson.
Okay, maybe.
It is actually good. It's not
unironically,
just...
no, this is a really good Christmas film.
Yeah.
You know what? I trusted your opinion until Heartbeats.
I watched it last year for the first time, and I thought it was pretty
It
good.
is not Christmas
like
until
Liz.
it is not Christmas until I've seen Emma Daughter's Jug Band Christmas.
It's good. It is.
Released on Blu-ray in the last year, so go to the Team Geeking page, click through on the Amazon banner, and buy it.
Yay!
Or you can find the affiliate link in the show notes.
There we go. What we do. Sell.
Oh,
All
my
right,
goodness.
Liz.
Okay, I'm Liz. I run the Social Sci-Fi podcast, and I have Kendra with me about half the time. And
I've been on one.
And you've been on one. Was
That
it
Kendra wasn't on.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, just the.
I'm not
the,
allowed. I cuss too much.
Captain Marvel one.
Captain Marvel. I thought you were on for another one too, but maybe not.
No.
Okay.
I keep
Anyway,
meaning to.
we went all the way around the room, and I still couldn't think of a Christmas movie. Which is awful. The only thing that I could think of, my kids watched over and over and over, was that Christmas edition of the Shrek.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Shrek
Yeah.
the Halls.
Wow. Shrek the Halls, that's what it was.
And
yes.
because I know you guys love me name dropping, my friend Sean Bishop had a story on that.
You should have just been like, my favorite Christmas movie is the Star Wars Christmas special.
No. No.
You could have went with A Christmas Story. You could have went with... I mean, there's a lot of Christmas movies you could have went with.
I could have run that tonight.
Life Day is back in play.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Mixed nuts.
What?
That's what I was
Episode 1 of The Mandalorian, Life Day gets mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Without the Wookiee porn.
That's right, we're current, people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Totally current.
All right, so
Like,
what did you guys
the
think
way
of this
electricity
movie?
worked in
Like,
this movie.
really think of it?
It was really bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, it's so bad.
This did not feel like a feature film. This felt like one of those weeknight holiday specials that play about 3 weeks before Christmas.
I honestly, before I started researching this movie, thought that it was for sure straight to video. Like, there's no way this was ever released in any theaters. This movie was released into theaters.
This feels like something like old school Channel 4 would have put on.
If this came out now, it would have gone straight to Netflix or Hulu or one of those.
No, it wouldn't have.
It was
they
not
would
good enough for
never
Netflix.
have ponied up the money.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right.
It would have went straight to
I apologize.
Netloo.
That's
the
a fair point.
janky version of Netflix and Hulu.
This movie was released into theaters and made a domestic gross of $120,932,
which is still more than the
Wow.
$17,000 that Spookies put out.
Yeah, like
But what movie did better?
But it's
Everyone-
less than Heartbeeps.
that's true.
Yeah,
Less than
no,
Heartbeeps.
it's
And Heartbeeps was in $80s. This is in $1996.
Yeah.
What I really
was
wanna
confused
know
about
is,
that.
What was the budget on this movie?
You know what? I didn't write it down, but it's way more than $120,000.
budget
Like, this was
alone.
totally a money laundering scheme.
Well, funny you should mention the cocaine budget.
Yeah,
because I
Jordan
think the
Belfort's in
reason
it.
this was made was as a money laundering scheme, because we saw in the opening credits one of the executive producers, Josh,
The Wolf of Wall Street.
was the actual Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah. He
Who
executive produced
recently
this movie.
roasted Grant Cardone in a sales thing. It was kind of hilarious.
Although
You guys
I
have
was
no
pretty,
idea what that means.
I was pretty impressed that as soon as you saw his name pop up in the credits, you're like, "Oh, it's the guy from it's the Wall Street guy."
He is the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I did not expect anybody to catch that. I was surprised.
No, he's kind of a sales god. So
Yeah, he's also a massive fraud.
But
Like he said, he's a sales god.
That's true. That's true.
But he
I,
turned
I
his
feel
life
like a
around.
massive fraud all the time. Does that help?
No, he's
That's
not an
just
IT
an-
god.
Oh.
That's just imposter syndrome. It's okay. You're amazing. We love you.
All right. Well, in addition to the executive producer, lots of the actors in this movie are, I don't know, reasonably famous.
It's like they took
C-list
every
to D-list
C-list
actors?
actor that you probably have seen in something else, and then smashed them into a movie together.
I mean, to be fair, Mila Kunis is arguably A-list.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
now,
But she was also like 12.
yeah,
Right.
but
so-
all of her
Like,
facial
legitimately
expressions
probably
and body
about 12.
expressions are exactly the way they are. As
She looks
was.
exactly the same.
And
Yeah.
of course, I mean, Donna's dad was in this.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Don Stark played
So he's
Lenny.
probably B list.
He's probably the most well-known outside of Ed Begley Jr. and Hulk Hogan himself.
Well, I was going to say, looking at Don Stark's credits, like, he's been in a ton of stuff, like a ton of dramatic stuff.
I take it back.
I did not
Clint
expect
Howard
that.
is probably the most famous person in
Yeah,
this
Clint
movie.
Howard is probably the third most
Mila
famous
Kunis
person
is
in
the
this
most
movie.
famous person in this movie.
Okay, fourth most famous.
Currently. I mean, tell me, find me an old person and put a picture of Mila Kunis and a picture of Clint Howard in front of them and tell me which one they're going to figure out.
The thing is, none of them are going to be able to name Clint Howard.
Yeah,
like they'll all
you guys
recognize
kept saying
him.
Clint Howard.
Right.
I knew who he was.
Well, he's
Like
Ron
Howard
Howard's brother.
Begley Jr.
Well,
too.
once I saw his face, I knew who he was, but I didn't know by my name recognition. But Mila Kunis, I know that name.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, I know
I
that
think
name.
that's a generational thing, though, too. Like,
Yeah, but Mila Kunis has been in enough stuff where people know what she is.
I don't know. But, yeah. The guy that played Taylor in this movie, Adam Wiley, you picked him out as being in Child's Play 2, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely recognized him from someplace, but I just
Yeah, he was also in
things.
Kindergarten Cop. He does a ton of voice work now.
It's not a tumor.
And he's done Broadway and LA theater roles. Still does them. He was in Wicked and Into the Woods. Yeah. He's a big name in that community.
No joke productions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, really.
That's
I was surprised.
That's like A-list status in the Broadway world.
and I think he's one of those two that looks exactly the same, just older.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
but I do not understand at all why Ed Begley Jr. is in this movie.
Solar panels cost money.
I understand this, but at the time this came out, the caliber of his acting pedigree is so much higher than everyone else in this movie.
Really? Because tell me other stuff that he was in that year.
maybe
in
he
that
was
year, I'm not sure.
contractually obligated
Probably a
by
Christopher
some
Guest
reason.
movie? Best in Show would have come out around that time.
True.
He was
Mighty Wind
bored.
maybe?
But Best in Show is still not a huge, well-known movie unless you're like us.
True.
That's
In
probably
cer-
true.
I mean,
certain
how many
circles.
people can
no
name
idea.
all the Christopher Guest movies without thinking about it too hard?
I don't
That's
know
true.
who Christopher Guest is, so...
Well, Christopher Guest was in the last movie we watched. He was one of the civvies
was,
that lived in the
wasn't he?
junkyard.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Also, he is the six-fingered man in The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who he is.
And he's in Spinal Tap, yeah. Liz, you had something to say? You forgot?
Remember now.
The Princess
Oh,
Bride.
it
I'm
happens.
sorry.
Also, future note for all of us. Relate all things back to Princess Bride.
Yeah, I'll
Or
always
Josh.
understand.
It will be
It's my favorite
understood
movie.
and received.
Eventually, we're gonna watch this Princess Bride for the podcast just
No.
for the fuck of it. We're gonna fucking do it.
But
After
it's
like
a
3 years,
good
ago,
movie.
I know that's the whole
It
point.
is.
We're gonna break the monotony of this shit show. Watch a good movie, so I can just be so happy about it.
By the way, I went ahead and pulled up 1996 Ed Begley Jr. We're looking at Project Alf, Dave's World, ABC After School Specials, A Spot on Third Rock from the Sun. That was him in 1996,
Oh, yeah.
along with Santa
Huge
Muscles.
star.
Dave's World
This is what
was
I'm
pretty
saying.
big, and Third
He's
Rock
a-
from the Sun was pretty big.
He's a well-known dude, but he doesn't do tons of big banner stuff.
But
Yeah.
he works enough to not be in this movie.
Most of these actors work enough to not be in this movie, but movies like this are why they keep working.
I say before
True,
this movie,
true.
probably almost 10 years before this movie, Ed Begley Jr. had 6 consecutive Emmy nominations for Best Supporting Actor.
In what?
Saint Elsewhere, was that the name of it?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other
He's
than
been
St.
in tons of
Elsewhere,
stuff.
what has he done that's huge that you can name off the top of your head? And don't just say, I just blanked the name of the show.
Oh, that huge thing you can't remember?
I was
the
going to say
Jason
Kingdom
Bateman-
Hospital.
that's what
The
we've seen
Jason
in the last
Bateman
couple
TV
of
show,
Development.
Arrested Development, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Arrested
He's in
Development.
Arrested Development?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the guy with no hair.
He has the alopecia.
Wow, I didn't realize
He's
that.
like the family's arch enemy.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that until now.
Yeah.
He's been in
Ghostbusters
tons
Answer
of
the
stuff.
Call.
You just don't
I
necessarily
forgot.
recognize
But see,
him.
I forgot he was in that movie because he's only in it for like the first 10 minutes.
What movie?
What?
Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's the guy that says, you totally beefed in your shorts or something. That line makes me laugh so hard every time.
Oh, so the good thing about this movie is that no one said Doogie.
That's true.
You say this is the good thing about this movie, where I disagree.
There was a limo driver in it. I thought he was going to say it.
God. Although, we're just going to go ahead and just talk about the opening scene. So if you decide to watch this movie, attention spoilers. That's kind of what this podcast is about.
Nobody's
so the opening
scene, don't watch this
scene
movie. I'm just saying, save yourself.
Is Hulk Hogan in desert camo, to be distinct, inside of a tropical environment, basically, where desert camo wouldn't really be very effective. And he's like sneaking up.
I didn't see it coming. So
yeah, and he's like sneaking up on somebody and attacks him. So like you are led to believe this is gonna be like a huge action movie. Okay, Hulk Hogan's an action star. I can buy that. Most action stars from the 90s were shit actors. So they were just big guys like Dolph Lundgren, guys like that. So like,
hey, Dolph Lundgren has a doctorate.
I have my own opinion.
He's a physicist.
So yeah.
That doesn't mean he should be making action movies,
and then you find out that it's just
you should know thyself.
Feel-good movie of a guy who's kind of a dickhead who then becomes a soft-hearted guy and stuff. It's so fucking lame. I can't even.
Are you just mad that it's not your movie? That it's not about you?
It's just so bad. I have a giant heart, you dickbag. Sorry, that's Tony the
obviously.
The Christmas spirit. Let's see here.
We need to bring Tony the dick back.
We've got lots of coincidences in this movie. First off, we've got one.
Coincidences?
Yeah. Two.
Coinkydinks.
Can we mention what these coincidences are, or are we just going to count them?
Name off things and be boring about it.
And at the same time,
we have three fairly famous Star Trek alumni in this movie.
No, we don't.
Clint Howard.
Oh, yes, we do. Clint Howard, that's right.
Robin Curtis.
Robin Curtis, that's
right.
Right.
That's
why I recognized her.
Oh, so that's why you made the Kirstie Alley joke.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
That is why.
How did you not get that?
Delayed reaction.
Wow.
I was thinking Cheers, and then I got it backwards because she was the one that came second.
I just glossed over the joke
confused
because I was thinking about something else at the time.
And Ed Begley Jr. was in an episode of Voyager. Maybe more than one, but yeah.
Really? Which one?
Yeah, Ed Begley Jr. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a lot of Star Trek actors. We've got two people from That 70s Show before That 70s Show was That 70s Show.
And to be fair, there's been an awful lot of Star Trek. It's not too difficult to get three people that have been in Star Trek.
True.
Well, yeah, but you do have the one guy that's been in probably the most Star Trek that's not a cast member. Clint Howard was in the original series, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, and Discovery.
Well, they kept putting him in stuff because he's Clint Howard.
Well, yeah,
and
so he related to Ron Howard
because he's got those movie star good looks.
He's one of those Easter eggs for the fans.
That's true.
They go,
that's
true. It's Clint Howard. Where's the Tranya? You know.
But yeah, I can never get over the clip of him laughing on the original series. It's so creepy. Oh.
When he was on the original series Star Trek, he was basically
like in the second episode,
weird
right?
space baby kind of guy.
It was early.
It was really early.
And it's somebody else doing the talking, but he is mouthing all of the words. And so Tranya is a drink. And so, like, I want some Tranya, but it's somebody else. It's like weirdly lip synced. But when he laughs, he like throws his head back, and it's very strange.
He sells it for a kid,
like the William Shatner version
yes.
of
the original series.
How old is Clint Howard?
I mean,
well,
he was a kid. He was like 8 when this happened. So
he's Ron Howard's little brother.
Yeah, he's a child actor.
Why couldn't Ron Howard have been in this instead, or at least directed?
Yeah,
or something?
Clint Howard voiced Roo in the Winnie the Pooh
that's
movies.
Weird.
And Hathi Jr. in the Jungle Book, the original one. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
He was a fairly popular child actor at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Robin Curtis, after this movie, was in a few more things. And she has become a successful real estate agent, if that tells you what this movie did for her career.
Welcome to my hell, guys. This is the part of the
well, I'm glad she found success and satisfaction somewhere else after this.
The director of
deserves
this movie,
some happiness.
Director of this movie is John Murlowski. Has directed a ton of TV movies and straight-to-video sequels. Most of them look like suspense or horror movies. I don't know. I didn't recognize any of them, which is amazing for me.
Who's the guy that was part of Left Behind? Because he should have left behind this movie.
That was the composer.
Yes.
Yeah. He composed the score for the Kirk Cameron.
The
Left
rip-off
Behinds.
artist. I
mean, he pretty much took every major thing from every other shitty movie we watched and changed it just a little bit.
Slightly different key.
Sounded
went
like
down
it
instead of up.
But it was quite
an original score, guys.
Well, I'm an original score.
Well, I don't know if I would call it so much a score.
Oh, it scored all right. A 0.
It's a swing and a miss.
So how many Razzies does this thing win?
This was not nominated for any Razzies, presumably because of the low theater turnout. It didn't qualify.
How long have the Razzies been around?
They were around
Longer
in the 90s.
than you
yeah.
think.
They probably won a Saturn Award, though.
I have vague memories of
Nice
Razzies
callback.
in high school. And
To
this
my
came out
knowledge,
when I was in high school, so
This movie has won nothing, which is amazing.
it wasn't even good enough to win a Razzie.
Yeah.
So we should make up an award right now to put on its IMDb page.
Yeah, we'll call it the Troxel.
No.
No,
You
no,
just
he's,
got Troxel.
he's right. He's right.
Another coincidence, this movie has the cutest little girl in the world that is not in Jaws 4: The Revenge. However, the cutest little girl in the world in this movie also did voices for The Land Before Time.
Oh, fuck.
Aww.
That's right.
Also, that was a very unrealistic part of the movie. That little girl was adorable. She would have been adopted. Come on.
Quickly. If I
She's
walked into an
probably a
orphanage
25-year-old
looking-
Russian.
Stop it.
Okay.
If I walked into an
that's
orphanage looking for a little
just in
girl,
parts
and
of
she
Indiana
was in there, I'd be like,
that
you know what?
Occur, unfortunately.
That's the one I'm taking home.
And I feel like there's more to this story than we will ever know.
I have
Something
a question.
cheerier.
Oh, yes.
I have a question.
Yes,
okay.
you.
So, yes, I'm Liz. That's my name.
Are
You're
you
like
in
a
the lying
like a
media?
substitute. No, like a substitute teacher saying, "Yeah, you go
Matt,
ahead."
shut up so she can talk.
So I was wondering why, if it was a '96 movie, why all of the police cars were from the late '80s.
Yeah.
If they got
So
them.
I can actually explain that.
Okay.
Go for it.
So smaller departments don't have the budgets of large departments, and so they end up using cop cars for longer periods of time because they don't put as many miles on them, and they can't afford to replace them as quickly. So a lot of times, smaller departments like that would keep cop cars along for a long time.
Right, and then they sell them to shitty movies for,
No,
I
I'd
feel
say
like
probably
this-
they blew all the budget on Hulk Hogan's salary and
No.
and
The
the Wolf
cocaine.
of Wall Street's cocaine.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to this being a money laundering
Yeah,
scheme.
exactly.
And, hey,
And we
what
don't know when
what
it
can
was
we
shot.
get?
We only know when it was released.
Well, it was 95, 96 it was
You
shot. I
hope.
mean, Hogan would not have let it sit on the shelf.
Hey, when Jordan Belfort's involved, it does whatever it wants. I mean, he is
What?
the Wolf of Wall Street.
I do have a game.
Oh.
You thought I didn't have a game? I do have a game. Oh, and this game does not involve Box Office Mojo. Hey, Box Office Mojo, fuck you guys.
Wow, so we're going to need to edit that part out.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Because people who use Box Office Mojo know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
So Matt Hurt.
Yeah. No, I've got higher and lower with the Rotten Tomatoes audience scores of other Hulk Hogan movies.
This is the most terrible game ever.
I don't think I know enough Hulk Hogan movies.
Nobody does.
I'm not sure it's going to matter.
Okay.
One of these
Yeah,
movies
I know.
was discussed earlier this evening off mic.
No Holds Bar?
That's in this list, I think.
Nah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go around. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies, which are the only
going to
7
take forever.
actual movies Hulk Hogan has been in or made that I'm aware of that aren't wrestling
What about Muppets
centric.
from Space?
That's on the
What?
list. All right.
The
So
goat?
Really?
we've got
the remote.
Rotten Tomatoes audience scores of other Hulk Hogan movies. Kendra, higher or lower is Romeo and Juliet got a higher Rotten Tomatoes audience score than this movie?
Oh, it's got to be higher.
It's got to be higher.
I've
I'm
not
voting
seen
for
it,
higher.
but people like it,
Romeo
so
and Juliet
surely-
is adorable. You have to
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
go with
I
higher as
loved
well.
it.
I don't know this movie, but the girls love it, so I'm going higher.
You have to
Oh,
watch
Tony
it.
loves it too.
Like
I've
I
not
said,
seen
the
it.
girls love it.
I have this weird thing about Romeo and Juliet. I don't like adaptations of it.
It's
that-
not
They're-
that good.
They don't
There's-
start
When
learning
have you
how
seen
to
it?
real.
So they're yard
Not
gnomes.
Romeo and Juliet.
I
Romeo
get
and
it.
Juliet.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
adorable.
I get it. I do. I have a weird
But
thing
is
about Romeo
Leonardo
and Juliet.
DiCaprio in it?
They
It's
use
all
it
that
so that
matters.
they can get 13-year-old horny high schoolers involved.
I got you. I got
Does
you back on
Baz
this
Luhrmann
one.
do music?
Oh god.
I
sold.
absolutely hate that version.
So
And it's
Really?
killed, yeah, it's killed it for me in any other.
Oh man, I really like that version
Yeah,
actually.
So
and this
Mike-
is why the game takes forever.
do you think Romeo and Juliet was higher or lower?
We all
than
went
this
higher
movie?
on this one, by the
Hey,
way.
Tony!
Oh, you said he
for
was
the
number
record,
one for
since
That
you
was
cannot
Mike
see that,
flipping him off.
Mike just turned it up a little bit.
So I'm going to guess he's saying it's higher.
We're all saying higher.
All right. Okay, we'll get more difficult. Muppets from Space.
Definitely higher.
Yeah, I think it's higher too.
If anybody rated
Higher.
Muppets Space lower than this movie, I will find them. I will go find. I will James.
If it's lower, then we are truly living in the worst timeline. It's got to be higher.
Agreed.
Okay, now we get into the really thick weeds.
Also, just for the record, he was in Muppets from Space for about 3 minutes.
Was it even 3 minutes?
One of my
I'm not sure.
One of my favorite jokes is in that
I know
movie,
I've
though.
seen it,
The
but
goat.
I can't.
Oh, the remote.
Actually, one of my favorites is too, but it's no nostrils. How does he smell? Terrible. I'm his roommate.
Yeah, that's really good.
Build the jacuzzi.
Hey, Mike. The comedian's a bear.
No, he's not. He's wearing a necktie.
3 Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh, man.
I see nostalgia taking a strong hold on this
Yeah,
one.
I'll go with higher.
I'm going to go higher.
I liked all 3 Ninja
I'm probably
movies.
going to regret
Yeah,
it, but
go higher.
I don't know anything about it. I'm going to go lower just to be disagreeable.
just
Nah,
to probably
Liz.
be correct. But
I will say lower. Or I will say higher, but my heart wants to say lower.
I like the 3 Ninjas movies, for the record.
All right, we'll go with another one that should...
Wait, what's the answer?
We'll get there
Oh,
after
okay.
we're done.
You do not. How
he's
much
copying me from last episode.
Spy Hard.
Oh, forgot about
What's
that.
that
But
one?
Danny Trejo's in that, so
I still think it's higher.
I'm gonna say lower. It kills me to do it.
Yeah,
but
something with a theme by Weird Al making it. But yeah, no. I'm with
going
Mike
higher.
on this one. That was not a good film. Lower.
I'm going higher.
that was the that was the Leslie Nielsen
Higher.
actually
Yes.
buying into the hype movie.
Oh, I've seen
All
Spy
right.
Kids with Danny Trejo, not Spy
Mr.
Hard.
Nanny.
Oh god.
Definitely
fuck.
higher.
Mr. Nanny?
Oh God.
It's got to be higher.
That's got to be lower.
I'm gonna say higher.
Because, okay, I can honestly say I've never seen the movie, but surely it's got to have some fun bits, right?
It doesn't.
Okay.
But it made money.
But it's
Right.
also one of those that, once again, I can see people looking at through the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia, much like how I looked at Heartbeeps.
Well, but are they doing that when they're doing Rotten Tomatoes, or are they going, "Oh, that movie"? Psh.
Yeah, you have to remember the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is by people who want to watch the movie to begin with.
True.
Yeah.
Or by people that want to shit on it.
That's also true.
People troll on the internet?
No.
Can't imagine.
Dun
Higher.
dun dun.
Higher.
Higher.
I think I went with lower this one, Bob.
All right, we'll go with the other Hulk Hogan classic.
Suburban
I
Commando.
didn't hear anything
Suburban
about
Commando.
a Bob. In
Oh,
the
that's got to be
introductions.
higher. It
Yeah.
featured the
Well,
PKE meter.
I'll go with higher, too.
I'm gonna say higher. Which
I
I've
don't-
seen the movie and they're about equal.
Higher.
Do you remember the TV show that he did where he had the boat?
Yeah, we
Thunder
talked about
Paradise.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did on the other show.
Yeah.
I
The
think we
last
actually-
episode.
Yeah, the last episode.
I forgot.
Yeah, because they actually filmed in Epcot using the World
Oh,
Showcases
that's
different
right.
countries.
I forgot.
Wow.
I keep trying to forget the
All right,
episode.
and the last one on the list, the original, the only, the best,
Lower.
no holds barred.
You know what?
I bet
Sadly,
it
it's
did better,
probably
though.
higher because of the level of intelligence of people watching that movie, knowing it's a wrestling movie, is pretty low.
I mean, he's got a point. Wrestling fans.
Yeah. It's
I'll say
probably
higher.
I already said lower. I'm committing.
I'm gonna
Higher.
I'm gonna go with Josh. He has changed my mind. I'm gonna go with higher.
What? That's a
So
bad
based
idea.
on me understanding your system of this, all of these movies were higher than
Every single one of these movies was higher than this. The lowest one on this list was 3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, which was 29% approval. And this movie managed to scrounge up 23% approval.
Everything was higher?
Everything was higher.
He is such a copycat.
Out of all the Hulk Hogan
Such
movies,
a copycat.
this is the worst. And that's saying
according
something.
to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, well, you say I'm copying off
Mr.
you. I did
Nanny
not
scores
set out
higher.
to copy you.
That's
how it happened.
It was an accidental copying.
Was it Hulk Hogan or Mr. T in Gremlins?
Gremlins 2?
When the film broke.
If only there was an app.
It might have been Gremlins 2.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I'm pretty
Gremlins
sure I'd
2.
If
Tell you what,
only we
keep
had
talking.
a
I'll
way to
look it
Where
up.
he was yelling at the projectionist.
I want to say it was Hogan.
But
Pity the fool.
there's not much difference between that appearance and his appearance in Muppets from Space.
But it wasn't included.
Yeah,
on-
but Gremlins would have obviously been higher.
Well, that's my point. But it wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't on the list. I'm pretty sure I'd have put it on the
How
list.
many
if it was in its
movies
credits.
do you want
I mean,
on
it's
the
a better
list?
Christmas movie for sure.
That's true. That's true.
Than Santa with muscles.
Yeah.
Literally,
Gremlins is
anything
a
I
Christmas
shit
movie
into
that
a box
scarred me as like a
is a better
7-year-old.
Christmas movie than this.
I mean, put a little like Christmas tree.
Well, first you cut a hole in the box.
No.
Well, does anybody else have anything to add while Tony's looking things up?
Honestly, I thought that for Christmas you would at least be kind.
I am
After
kind.
we were exposed to heart beeps, I thought that maybe we had a little camaraderie together here.
No, instead for Christmas, he decided to be mean to all of us.
Yeah, so
exactly.
like we had a little camaraderie against Tony last podcast, and I was like, you know what? Maybe he's going to change a little bit. Maybe the Christmas special will be a decent movie. I mean, at least it wasn't Star Wars A Christmas Special. I mean, at least it wasn't that, because I would have just walked out. I would not have stayed for that.
I mean, we could still watch that. There's
no,
still time.
I've got to go to bed at some point because I have to work in the morning.
So do I. What's your point?
I have to be there earlier.
By the way, going back, it was Hulk Hogan in Gremlins 2.
Oh, okay.
And fun fact, Frank Welker did the voice of Mohawk.
I knew that, actually.
I did not know that. I knew Crystal did the voice of Gizmo.
Fucking nerds.
You know what I found kind of crazy, though? Is there's a sumo doctor in this, and they use another wrestler when they should have used Yokozuna.
He is legit credited as Sumo Doctor, too.
I know, and it's, what is it?
It's Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah. What's his Ed something's his real name?
Ed Leslie.
Yeah.
I was really confused with
AKA.
all the T-squares.
Yeah.
There's a lot of squares.
Well, how would you know they're scientists otherwise?
That's true. Well, they were wearing the lab coats.
But you use T-squares in drafting.
But you can do
like
drafting.
drawing straight lines.
Oh, but if you're someone who writes a movie like Santa with Muscles, what do you think your vision of a scientist is?
A lab coat.
And a T-square and a pocket protector.
No,
and
I've never
glasses with
ever
tape.
seen a scientist use a
And the
T-square
little
for
knee
anything.
thing.
I've
the
never seen a
reflex
scientist
checker.
use a stethoscope
Maybe
for things.
that's supposed
That's
to
true.
be.
That's
I
true.
know,
I've
it
never
was in
seen
his pocket.
stethoscope combat before.
Same
No.
with, maybe it's just science or like engineering is what they're going for. I'm with you. I think it's ridiculous.
And it's not like there was
kinda
one.
sharp and pointy. You can
It's
use
not like
them
there
to
was
hit
just
people,
one that
but
was used, like picked up
all
and
of
put
them,
down. There were
yeah.
several, and they were
But
different.
they're not even that durable. Like they break easily when you hit people with them. Don't know how I know this.
And then the one that he
You know it
acted
the
like he
same
was
way
going
I
to
do.
cut the guy's
They
neck
just
with
don't
it.
seem
It's
very
like,
sturdy.
yeah, that's a
Have
little
you
bit.
used it on somebody?
It's a straight metal edge, but it's not sharp. You're not going to hurt him.
No.
probably wouldn't feel good to be hit with it though. Like
It doesn't hurt that bad, actually.
it would be like a ruler.
So
Yeah.
You see here, I thought it was just for me, T-squared, T-squares.
No.
No?
yeah, no, it wasn't.
If you ever refer to yourself as T-squared,
I will call you that. That's fine.
Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a whole idea now to mock up for a new logo. I'm on this.
Oh boy.
I have some friends who will help with this. This
is
gonna happen.
bad. We do not want to enforce this
Oh
behavior.
no,
in
we
Tony.
definitely want to.
We do not want to enforce this behavior.
Anytime
in
there's a
Tony.
pun involved, I'm on board. You know this. I'm sure we have new stuff to give away too, since no one's taking our free stuff.
No, everybody wants.
If
It's become such a contested item that we
Yeah, totally. That's the truth.
Because nobody's listening and nobody cares.
I care.
Well, everybody that listens and cares is currently sitting around this table.
Damn it.
I think my sister still listens.
Oh, that's good.
This
Also,
is,
Jinx, you owe me a
This
Coke.
is a Christmas party. I want to know where my hot chocolate with the peppermint schnapps in it, or the
Rum chata.
eggnog, or rum chata. Yeah.
I'll go turn on the Keurig. We'll make you some hot chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not an eggnog fan, guys. Sorry, I can't do it. It's disgusting.
Eggnog is delicious.
I'm going to egg your
disgusting.
nog.
All right. Well,
we had some actually.
Since we've had problems giving away Snow White, Ghostbusters, Captain America Civil War, we're adding to the pot tonight. We're going to add in a Blu-ray DVD combo of the 70th anniversary edition of Disney's Dumbo.
Wow.
And this is totally not me clearing out my duplicates in my collection.
Ah.
And these DVDs and Blu-rays are definitely not cursed. So all you have to do is hit us up on Twitter. Josh, what's our Twitter handle?
Eagleton.
That's right. It's at YGLTON. And just say, hey, I want those DVDs. And you guys are incredibly sexy. Merry Christmas. Hashtag kiss kiss.
You don't really have to say all that.
No. You see, I'm going to have this exact thing for you to copy and paste. Then you can click the link. You can click the link, copy and paste. It'll bring you to a new tab in your browser. All you have to do, you click the link, new tab opens, copy, paste that message in, hit send. You get DVDs and Blu-rays and codes.
Now, if you were really dedicated, you would script it so that they hit a button, and it gave them access to their Twitter account. It would go directly to it and just do it for you.
I'm not that good of a social media person.
Yeah, this copy of Dumbo, shrink wrap still on. It's never been opened. All right, well, we'll go around the table now.
Don't look so proud of yourself.
And we'll start with the winner of our game earlier, Kendra.
Of course it was. Rigged.
And Kendra, what do you give this movie out of 10?
Oh, God.
Keep in mind, this will go on your permanent record.
Of what?
I don't know. It's just something my teachers always told me.
Decimal point of stars also counts. So you can give it 0.1 stars if you wanted to.
Or 10.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I'm going to go with 3.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
Again, married to Matt. Taste question.
I thought I knew you.
I can tell you,
in the 15 years of our relationship, I have watched some pretty shitty movies with you.
That's a good story. Like, she's known you a lot longer than I have. I'm sure there's a lot more shitty movies she's
I was going to say, she's kind of a tester sometimes for these.
This wasn't good, but it was by far not the worst thing I've watched.
It's pretty close, yeah.
It's definitely not the best worst thing I've seen either.
All right, Tony?
I think it's kind of softened by the fact that I kind of knew, even though I've never seen it, I kind of knew what I was walking into. I'm probably going to end up giving it 2 stars on a letterbox, so that will equal 4 stars.
Wow.
Which will give it the same ranking as Herbie Fully Loaded.
Hey.
Ugh. All right, Josh.
It's about the same level of cheese.
As much as a piece of shit as this movie was, mainly because it starred Hulk Hogan, there were some positives to this movie. There was a really cool explosion scene. So,
and by cool, you mean
there was fire.
It was a police car.
Actually, there was 2 cool explosion scenes. The one when they dropped the crystal. There was the mock lightsaber fight, which was pretty cool.
That's true.
So there's some things in here
with the crystals that explode if you hit them, unless you're using them as a sword.
Yeah, I mean, so there are definitely some cringeworthy things, but there are also kind of like nods to things that I really like. So I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Just because of the nods. It would have gotten 4 stars had Hulk Hogan not been in it. So,
without him completely not replaced.
Yeah, like if
I would be interested in seeing that movie where they just go through and cut
him out.
If they could literally put a blow up doll of Andre the Giant in there, and it'd been better.
Is there any way we can remove Hulk Hogan and put in Terry Crews?
Oh my god!
This movie I would watch infinitely better.
It would have been. Oh
it
my
would
gosh.
be so much better. Like I'd probably 8 stars from me,
or a mannequin.
A mannequin would get
Kim
at least 5
Cattrall?
stars.
All of the stuff that Hulk Hogan did, if Terry Crews was doing it, it would be completely energetic and unironic.
Right, like,
and it would be so much
he would
better.
bring
No,
like this
absolutely.
energy
I am
and like
for this. Where is this
actual
remake?
like you know?
Yeah, if Terry Crews want to remake this movie,
I will
I'd watch
back
the
this
fuck out of it.
Kickstarter.
You hear that, long-time listener Terry Crews?
If we say his name enough, will he just show up?
Oh, is that the 3rd time we said it?
I think it takes more than 3.
Okay.
But if he starts listening to this
Should I
podcast
go
and hearing
unlock
his
the
name,
door?
and then reaches out to us about helping him make this movie, I'm on board. I'll quit my job tomorrow.
Hey, I don't want to really pump ourselves up here, but the former producer of the movie Twisted Souls, which is the movie that got massacred by the guy that owned it and turned into Spookies, follows our Facebook page.
I'm not sure what kind of accomplishment that is, dude.
Somehow he found it.
Isn't he a pretty big deal?
True.
No, he's not.
There was somebody in that movie.
If he listens, he is, and I love him.
But there was somebody in that movie that was a pretty big deal somehow. Like they were part of a lot of other things.
The special effects guys.
That's what it was.
Pretty much.
Oh, they went on to do.
Yeah. Oh, they went on to do
amazing things.
Well, the effects in that movie are amazing for the budget
and the time. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
Mike.
just because it's funny to me, I'm going to give it a 4.2 stars.
Ooh.
Wow.
I actually was amused. I knew what I was going to get going into this movie. I mean, I wasn't expecting Shakespeare. I was not expecting 12 Angry Men. I was not expecting, Ace Ventura 2.
And there it is.
Oh, speaking of Ace Ventura 2, I did a little looking for some reviews, and there's a review from the Deseret News.
Oh,
and,
God, the Mormons?
Well, the quote that I pulled from it is, "As it is, oral surgery is more appealing than the prospect of having to review Ace Ventura potty jokes we forgot last time."
Again, don't forget, Deseret News
Mormons.
is a Mormon publication.
Yeah, so Mormons.
So they are predisposed to not liking anything about that movie.
Correct.
And I'm sorry, I almost smacking you in the face when I talk with my hands.
Although I'm sure they love the Book of Mormon.
I would bet that's not the case.
That's too.
Funny
I'm not
enough,
sure.
they've never mentioned it.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Liz, how would you rate this movie out of 10 stars?
Hello.
So I didn't fall asleep, and I have
did.
fallen asleep during some of your bad
Oh,
movies.
we know.
We know.
Does the phrase honk shoe mean anything to you?
Wow.
So I stayed awake, and I would probably give it. What did I? Well, you wouldn't know.
You were pretty
I was
drunk.
no. I was going to ask how I ranked, but I didn't rank it because I wasn't on that podcast.
Oh, well, yeah.
For
That'd
the
be difficult for me to figure out.
right for the Fantastic Four.
I don't know.
What did you rank Practical Magic?
I mean,
I didn't
what?
watch that one.
Or no,
Simply Irresistible?
Simply Irresistible. Sorry,
If we
Don't
did not watch
remember.
Practical Magic, that's an amazing movie.
I'm sorry.
So
Shitty magic movies. Got
so
mixed up
so
in my head.
I
Hold up.
stayed awake and I didn't.
So that adds stars, right? Like for these
Right,
things.
I
You
stayed
gave
awake.
Simply Irresistible 4 stars out of 10.
I gave
Which
it
was a
4.
good movie, so you should have.
Well, then
Base
this
is
one's
garbage.
probably only 2.
Yay, me and Liz agree.
All right. Well, I'm conflicted when it comes to me because this is the only movie on the whole list that is a children's movie. I mean, there's no way this was directed at anybody over the age of 10.
Which
And
is your mentality, so.
Well, I try to stay away from those because those generally aren't good to begin with.
Except for The Lion King.
But
Our
this
son
movie has
loves
Hulk
some
Hogan.
really amazing movies. I just want you to know.
I know.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the peanut butter solution just got released on Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
And also,
They-
Kendra
they
mentioned our
fucked up
son,
David
which,
Lynch
yeah,
style
you guys know
movies.
what that means. Anyhow,
How much have you had to drink?
Wow.
not enough for Santa with muscles. I give it 2 stars.
Hey, you agreed with me again.
I did.
Would not recommend.
Would
Would
not
never
recommend.
Except that he bought it.
Yes.
That's true.
He-
That's true.
he-
And I'm
he
gonna
spent our money
I'm gonna hold on to
this
it
purchase
until we give away this treasure trove of movies, and then we'll offer that up
So
as part of our
honestly,
next.
you
So
should listen
Kendra
to
makes
our
a solid point. It's something that we've never really addressed, and now that we're all on the microphones at the moment, Kendra, how do you feel sometimes when Matt decides I'm going to buy this really shitty movie because I want to subject everybody I know to it?
After 15 years, she has to be used to it. Let's be
I was
honest.
going to say it's kind of on brand, isn't it?
I mean, she married him for a reason. You don't know that
does
reason?
make me question how I have let him handle our finances. I'm just saying.
Well, I will say you can find this movie on Amazon. It was recently released on Blu-ray just this last month in November, and you can get it for
timely.
less than $9.
Well, you see,
Solid investment.
the same question could be asked of Liz. Like, how did you feel when I spent our money on the 2015 Fantastic Four Blu-ray so these guys wouldn't have to? Now, to be fair, it was the blog's money, but still.
You're a saint, Tony.
That's the blog's money. Enough
You cannot
said.
resist a blog. You will be assimilated.
So thank you, Geeking in Indiana patrons.
I'm wearing my hat. It costs more than the movie.
Fair.
All right, so we should probably wrap this up. I don't know if there's any more else to talk about.
I do think it would be worthwhile to have seen this movie to walk by a gym and see someone exercising in the Santa with Muscles outfit.
If you have a picture of you exercising,
I think I would laugh for days off and on about that.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to this podcast and have a picture of somebody working out in a Santa Claus uniform, a Santa Muscles outfit, we would gladly want to see that picture.
Right, and this isn't the regular Santa costume.
I gotta tell you guys, if you're seeing a picture of a person in that Santa costume with muscles like that, you're looking at a gay Christmas card.
It's okay. I'm okay with that. I love gay Christmas cards. So anyways, to wrap this up.
But leggings, okay?
Yes, leggings.
Leggings with shirts that don't cover your butt
and a sweater vest
are not good for anybody.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Oh, they're good.
Just say it.
Don't you dare disparage the physique of the Hulkster.
It's Christmas!
Matt, as always, you're a son of a bitch, but I love you.
You know what? I love you all. And this Christmas, my wish is for all of you to get everything you ever wanted, but for us to come back in January and watch another really shitty movie.
Well, I guess I'll be here.
I love how you assume you're going to be renewed for a second season. Will we?
I mean, I wouldn't blame if we weren't.
Tune in next time. Or not.
Same bad time. Same bad channel.
All right. Well, I love you guys.
I love you guys too. Thanks for being on our Christmas special.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And God bless us, everyone.
Oh, God.
This episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not was recorded at the SFP Studios, located off of beautiful Eagle Creek Reservoir in Indianapolis, Indiana. It features Matt dragging Josh down into the dark depths of his movie collection and is released monthly on the Team Geeking family of podcasts. It is produced by Mike Wycliffe, edited by Tony Troxel, and features music by Scott Holmes, who can be found on the Free Music Archive. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or the podcatcher of your choice, and please leave us a rating and review. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Everybody ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going to do it again for Matt.
Everybody remember, this is for me too. Do not breathe directly into your microphones.
Oh, God.
Don't tap on the table.
I am your father.
Oh, dude. You are such an asshole.
Dude, you look like Tony just farted in your mouth.
That's what it sounded like.